On Tu Honglian's face, fear was evident. With the remaining forces they had, there was no way they could deal with such a massive horde of zombies. A black snow vehicle approached the Duong Thin base. Tu Honglian immediately led her people to rush over and shouted, "Hurry, this way!" The vehicle quickly turned in the direction she indicated. As soon as it stopped, the doors opened, and Bien Quan Vu, Bok Lai Truong Ton, and Kong Zhen jumped out, weapons in hand. Bien Quan Vu shouted loudly, "Quickly, move into the shelter." The zombies behind them were too numerous. No explanation was needed. Tu Hong Lian and her team could already see the massive horde of zombies closely following, completely surrounding the oil refinery. Inside, Tu Honglian felt a sense of despair, as if her refinery was lost. If the battlefield remained here, the entire oil refinery would surely be destroyed. But now was not the time to worry about that. She used her fire ability to deal with the zombies, approaching and quickly headed towards the entrance, yelling at the soldiers, "Hurry, we need to run now." Tu Honglian had no intention of fighting back against such a large zombie horde. To face them would be suicide. Their group quickly shot down several zombies in front of them and retreated towards the shelter entrance. Several soldiers guarding the door shouted, "Hurry, get in." Bien Quan Vu and his group eliminated some of the following zombies before quickly jumping through the main door. Tu Honglian ordered the door to the shelter to be closed. The door, made of 7 layers of thick alloy, was incredibly heavy. Once sealed, no zombie horde could break through. Shortly after the group entered the shelter, the area outside was completely overrun by zombies. They could smell the scent of living humans and began howling, furiously attacking the door. All of this could be seen through the shelter's surveillance system. The group inside finally breathed a sigh of relief. Bien Quan Vu noticed the worried expression on Tu Honglian's face. After all, the refinery she had worked so hard to build was destroyed in an instant. How could she not be upset? Bien Quan Vu told her that he had contacted Truong Dike, Hin Tien, and Noi Den Hai, along with members of the Bai Tuet sect. They'll arrive soon to support us. Then we can coordinate an attack from the outside to eliminate the zombies, he said. Tu Honglian turned and walked towards the command center. She said, "But looking at the scale of the zombies outside, it's no less than what we faced at the Bai Tuet sect. But now, our fighting strength is not even half of what it was before. How are we supposed to fight this?" Tu Honglian stared at Bien Quan Vu and seriously asked, "Why haven't we requested help from the Jiangnan district?" Bien qu'on veut replier. Mobilizing forces from the Jiangnan district isn't that simple. Most investigation teams have their own missions. In fact, my team is one of the elite forces of the Jiangnan district. If even we can't handle this, bringing in other teams might not solve the problem, unless a massive force is sent. But that would require orders from the highest levels of Jiangnan, which is a complicated process. Tu Honglian closed her eyes, her voice carrying a hint of resignation. "So what do we do now? Just wait here to die?" She couldn't blame the investigation team. The zombie threat was something Tianhai City had to face regardless. Even if the investigation team hadn't come, this problem would have had to be dealt with eventually. She just felt frustrated. Mantuvu opened a computer and accessed satellite images of the outside of the shelter. "Here's the situation outside," she said. Bien Quan Vu, Tu Honglian, and the others moved closer to observe the scene. From above, they saw the entire oil refinery was completely overrun by zombies. It looked like a swarm of locusts covering the fields. Anyone with a fear of crowds would have their phobia triggered just by looking at it. Tu Honglian folded her arms and sighed helplessly. "Well, now we can't go anywhere. The entire Duong Thin base is overrun by zombies." The zombies gathered outside the underground shelter of the base, roaring and gathering in force, using various methods to attack the shelter door. Fortunately, the base was designed for war, and even with multiple missile strikes, it would take a lot to break through. The zombies' simple methods of attack posed no significant threat to the base, giving the people inside some relief. However, considering the current situation, leaving the shelter would be extremely difficult. While every member of the investigation team was a powerful soldier, they could only handle a few tens of thousands of zombies at a time. Outside, the number of zombies reached hundreds of thousands, including armored zombies and flying zombies. Facing such creatures, victory was impossible. Bien Quan Vu frowned deeply and suddenly began coughing violently. His face was already pale, but now it looked even more ashen, his lips turning blue. His subordinates, concerned, asked, "Captain, are you okay?" Bien Quan Vu waved them off. "I'm fine." Cough, cough. "It seems like we need external help now," he said with a faint smile, though his lips were still stained with blood. "Now that they're all gathered together, we can request aerial support from headquarters." Tu Honglian hesitated and asked. Are you saying we should request the Jiangnan district to launch missiles here? She thought to herself, we might be saved after all. There was nothing more effective than using those weapons. With hundreds of thousands of zombies gathered outside, a missile strike could wipe out a large portion of them. Bien Quanvu nodded. Given the situation, that's our only option. We've been cornered. With such a large-scale horde, we have no way to eliminate them all. Don't miss out on the next exciting chapter. Make sure to follow and share this video, so you and your friends can enjoy the story together.